Like I was having this conversation with John about like, what makes something a fashion statement and not just clothing. I said it becomes a fashion statement when a piece of clothing transcends the meaning of its function. This skirt, for example, it's women's clothing that's all it is, just clothing. But then you put it on a man, it has a different meaning. It tells a story of like gender fluidity, of breaking norms.
James Reid talks about breaking rules in fame, fashion, and more on Mega the next week. Number 1.
James, what would you say are your maybe golden rules of style?
I don't think there's any golden rules. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I like things that are the opposite. I guess going back to what you were saying earlier about, me in show business and the kind of role I played in show business, I was always a bit of a rebel. I was always not doing what they expected of me as an artista, not doing what they expected from me off screen. So I kind of seen myself always as a little bit of a rebel. And then when it comes to clothes, I actually like it when there's something that I'm wearing that breaks whatever it is I'm trying to go for. Like if it's too masculine what I'm wearing, then I like to break it with something that's feminine, more like feminine jewelry, maybe something like floral or cropped shirts, flared pants, just something to break the masculinity. So kind of like it's like a rule of opposites, kind of.
Number 2.
Music was always something that I didn't think too much about the business side of it, which is the reason why I started Careless in the first place. I wanted to make music just on my own terms. I think for so long in the industry, it was like almost 10 years, really following what I was supposed to do, sticking to what is marketable. So much so that I was even told that I can't make the music I wanted to make. I had someone else make it. I went ahead and I made the album that I wanted, the way I wanted it. And then my management said, "Oh wow, this is great. Let's push this." That was kind of the idea that started everything. So at the beginning, it was really just creating my own space, which was Careless Music, where I could create music freely. I didn't have to think too much about what the rules were, what was marketable, the box to fit within. And if people only took more risks, I feel like we'd, move a lot further and a lot quicker towards where I think we should all be headed, is a more international direction.
Number 3.
At first, we were a very small team, so I was very hands-on, especially when it came to contracts. I became like the unofficial paralegal of Careless because I was very particular when it came to the contracts. There's a lot to look out for, and I think it's kind of overlooked in the entertainment industry. I've been very passionate about it because I've just seen so many people fall into these traps. One of them being the duration of the contract. I think a lot of people just really overlook that. They end up falling into perpetual contracts, like renewing contracts, and they don't realize they've just signed away 20 years of their working life. So then, of course, we got into talent management. A lot of the time, it's really based on what they want to do. Like, for example, Liza. When I was speaking to her over a Zoom call, she asked, "So what's your plan for me if I was to sign to you guys?" Because normally people say, "Okay, this is what you're going to do." And then I said, "We don't have a plan. What is it that you want to do?" And then she stopped and she thought, "No one's actually ever asked me what it is that I want to do." And then she said, "Okay, well, I want to do Hollywood."
But I wanted to ask, maybe, what were the challenges in the beginning?
There's been a lot. Oh my God. Getting like PTSD just thinking about some of them. No, there's Wavy Baby. So we did a music festival at the beginning of last year. And that was such a huge project. It was the biggest project we've ever done. And we're a very small team. And just everything happened to go wrong that day.
Like a perfect storm.
Literally a perfect storm. There was a storm that day and it ripped the ceiling off the stage. Basically everything that could have went wrong went completely wrong. And that was really tough. In the midst of all of that craziness, have to just, put on that straight face and say everything's gonna be fine. That was super tough. But we got through it, and it definitely made me more thick-skinned. It definitely made me, work better under pressure. The team is amazing. I think they can handle anything at this point after being able to handle that whole situation. But yeah, it definitely made us stronger. Whatever it is the challenges are, it's always made us stronger.
Number 4.
Yeah, I think people were at first a little confused. Like, what is James Reid doing there at Fashion Week? And at first I didn't understand it. I'm like, why am I not allowed to go to Fashion Week? But I had a blast. I had a blast just being there. And I'm super grateful to be invited by, these fashion houses that, some of the best in the world. So I'm super grateful that they invited me out there to watch and see those shows.
You mentioned a while ago you met Giorgio Armani himself. How's that experience? Did you guys have something to talk about, or you got the opportunity?
It was very brief. It was very brief because everyone was trying to get to him. And luckily I met Roberta Armani backstage. We had a photo together and she wanted me to meet him and say hi. So she brought me straight to him through the crowd, and then I just got to meet him very briefly. Yeah, like I said before, he's a very sweet old man. He's holding on to me. I was like, when he was walking out there by himself out on the stage, I was like, wow, this should be really should be there someone with him.